It's my privilege to introduce our faculty speaker, Dr. Lindsay Illich, Assistant Professor of English. Dr. Illich will speak representing the faculty of Perry College.
Good morning, class of 2020. Good morning, faculty, Provost Servati, President Quigley. So there's a lot to be nervous and excited about. This is the beginning of not only our academic year, but also the beginning of your journey at Curry College. And I have a few things that I want to share with you about that today. But first, I want to talk to you about eyeballs. What happens when you see is that light travels into your eye, and then it gets converted to electrochemicals that travel along your optic nerve, and then your brain actually sees the image. That's what happens when you see. Sometimes there's a glitch. Like a lot of other people, I have something that doctors call myopia, and that simply just means I'm nearsighted, which is why I have glasses. And if you talk to people who were nearsighted as children, they will tell you some similar things that, like I'm about to tell you. And that is something like the first time that they put on glasses, it was like a whole new world was opened up for them. For me, I was in 4th grade. I remember driving home from the optometrist, being in the back seat, and seeing trees, and I could see the individual leaves on it for the first time. Even colors seemed more brilliant, and once they were muddy, and now they were clear and had this clarity that I'd never seen before. And in theory, I wasn't supposed to be so clumsy. I don't know, I'm still a little bit clumsy. This medical condition, myopia, though, has a corollary in the human condition. We call a person myopic if they're unable or unwilling to see situations beyond themselves. Maybe a word that you may know like it is empathy. So this is the opposite of empathy. Less generous critics even use this word called navel gazing. Yes, that means you're only looking at and checking out your own belly button. And being caught in this loop of self-reflection where you can only see your own situation and the things that involve you. So if myopia, the physical condition, can be corrected with glasses, surely there's something that would help this corollary in the human condition, being limited. And of course there is, but it's not as easy as putting on a pair of glasses. It isn't magic. What corrects and brings 20/20 vision to the heart and mind requires serious study and reflection. And of course, that's why you're here. And that's the promise of these years of commitment, these years of serious study will bring to you. That the world, big and beautiful and sometimes terrible, will come into focus for you. For me, study and reflection opened up a way of thinking about myself as enmeshed in and constructed by and sometimes even replicating, even without me knowing it, cultural forces that I wasn't even aware of. I was starting to understand even that my body was a site for politics, and the person I thought I was actually historical. And I have to share with you that my freshman year was the first year that my campus had the internet. So I was what I counted as nearly novel, this thing that I could go to and print out a bunch of web pages, that it was not novel at all. It was actually the world's memory available to me with a few keystrokes. I was starting to understand that it wasn't just the way music sounded, but where it was played that mattered, that architecture and sound lived together symbiotically. And on and on and on. I could go on and on. But those are the things that I That's my story. But now it's your turn. So I have a vision for you. And along with this vision metaphor that I've been going with, this is Vision 2020. This is bringing you into 2020 focus. First, by 2020, I hope that you gain clarity of purpose. That means knowing how you fit in, knowing what you're good at, and what talents you have, knowing what you can offer, and how you can make your life meaningful and fulfilling through your service. Second, by 2020, I hope you gain a commitment to truth, or a renewed commitment to truth. That is the ability to recognize and see when you don't know the answers, to know when you have blind spots, and to seek out answers to those blind spots. The Greek word for truth is aletheia, and sometimes it gets translated as unconcealedness, coming into the light. And some people call what I'm talking about intellectual curiosity, but I don't think that captures what we're talking about here. We're talking about commitment to truth. And that also means the knowledge of your discipline, commitment to the knowledge in your discipline. Finally, by 2020, I hope you gain perspective. Where you were short-sighted, your vision will be oriented toward the long term. You will be forward-facing. This part of Vision 2020 is about gaining historical perspective, personal perspective, and the respect for the perspectives of others who aren't like you. So, what's at stake here? Because it's the stakes that tell you how hard you're going to bring it. What's at stake is how you see yourself, how you see the world, and how you see others. And the purpose of how you see yourself and how you see the world and how you see others will determine what you make and what you do, and the power you have to make and do. So the stakes couldn't be higher for you personally. Okay, so we've been looking way ahead. Let's come back now and talk about the right now. Right now, you are between the life that you had up to this point and that future place we were talking about. Right now, you're standing at a door. That door, right over there, the gym door. I met a missionary from Burkina Faso who told me that the village she served didn't have a place to perform baptisms. So they built a small room, like a closet, where a person could go in and change clothes to a new set of clothes, and when the door opened, they set out into their new life. So this is your opportunity. If you maybe haven't been living up to that version of yourself you want to be, that's the door. That's your opportunity. Outside is your new life.